Hello guys, for this series I was looking for some 3070 series cards and found a seller who was offering a really good deal. Initially I offered him 300, he agreed, but I found out that the Asus TUF one, which I was planning to buy, was already sold out, so he offered me some alternatives, from which I choose the Evga FTW, which is also a good card. So we agreed to meet up for testing to see the conditions of the card. Oh, how are you?
Yeah, this is it, bro. And you're building a new rig?
No, not to be negative. I'm just trying to find some good cards, taking apart, cleaning everything.
Yeah, this works fine. I tested it on my computer. I played a game of Warzone on it, and I played a game of like Tarkov.
This is the rig which I built in the last series, so I used it to run 8K superposition benchmark, which is pretty good for testing the memory and simulating the gaming scenarios. So the card gave the score of 4800, which was above the average, so I bought the card. This is the card already in my house. You can see how dirty it is and definitely need to be cleaned up. But before cleaning, we need to make more testing to see the temperatures, to see the temperature of the memory chips, and then to compare with the fresh parts and see what kind of improvements we will have. For initial testing, I always recommend to use superpositions instead of FurMark, as it's more similar to the gaming and also generates a load on the memories, whereas FurMark doesn't do as much. So it already passed superposition, doesn't show up any artifacts, so the memory in good condition. Now we have to run the FurMark to see what kind of temperatures we'll get from this card. In this ring I will be using Evga G3 1000 watt power supply, which is quite enough for even 49 testing. So in future series, who knows, maybe we'll have 49 tested in this computer. But now let's turn on the computer and start the testing. For the testing I will be using hardware 64 to monitor the temperatures and the FurMark. But also to make it for you easier to see the numbers, I will open MSI Afterburner just for you to see the temperatures, the clock speed and the fan percentage. So the initial testing I started in the open case to see if there will be the temperature difference between open and closed case, as I'm using this case for the first time. So as we can see, after several minutes we are hovering on 57, 58, our fan speed on 63%, everything else on default settings. The only thing which is bothering me now after reviewing this video is there is no lights on the GPU, which could be due to the software issues and need to be turned on manually. I will do more testing later, but cards run perfectly fine without any issues. So I installed the side panel, and now let's see how the temperatures will change. It was around 58-59 degree. After installing the panel, the temperature rise to 61, 62. So we can say it's the difference like 4 degree, which is quite good. And we can see the temperatures for the GPU2 sensor, the memory and the VRMs. So let's wait till the end of 10 minutes and we'll see what final temperatures we'll get. Then we'll take apart the card, we'll make a full cleaning and we'll do the same testing and we'll compare the temperatures for the memory and other components. So now we are having like 62-degree, hotspot 74, like 12-degree difference, which is quite normal. We have a card running already 9 minutes, 100% utilization, so everything running pretty smooth. Now let's take out the card and start the cleaning process. As you can see, the factory seal is in place, so I'll try to heat up to remove it without damaging it. Anyway, it doesn't have any impact on the warranty, but as it was there, so I'll try to keep it for the next user. On back plate we can see 2 thermal pads, which also will be replaced, as one of them you can see already leaking and there is a oil residue on the PCB. On the side we can see 3 fan connectors, which needs to be removed. And now let's gently try to separate the PCB from the radiator. As we can see, thermal pads are in more or less good conditions. They are not falling apart, still have some stickiness. The only issue here was the thermal paste on the GPU and the thermal paste on the back plate, which was leaking already. Now let's separate the fan case, which which is holding from one side with these 4 screws. From other side, the screws are not easily visible. As you can see, they are hidden under the fan fins. There are one under each fan, and after removing all 3, you can take the chassis out, and you can see now that 3 fans connected on the radiators with more screws. As you can see, the fans are pretty dirty and need to be cleaned out. Now let's clean the thermal paste of GPU, which was very dry. Now you can see how I was cleaning the fans. Each fin was cleaned individually, and now you can see before and after how clean they are. After cleaning the PCB, we can see that the memory manufacturer is a Samsung, which is one of the best ones, which I never had any issue previously, when Micron and Hynix had some bad stories in the past, especially 3060 Ti, which I will tell in the later series. Now let's put everything back. As we already cleaned the fans, we cleaned the radiator, we cleaned the dried out thermal paste, and start the testing. For thermal paste, I will be using thermal grizzly crowned, which is one of the best one. And for thermal pads, I will be using these ones, which I bought from the Amazon and has very good reviews from independent testing. Now you can see after the card was assembled how shiny it is. It's like a brand new. No scratches, nothing. Fresh thermal paste, fresh thermal pass, and the last thing to do is to put that factory seal back. Now let's put the GPU back into the system and start the testing. From the first minute of testing, it will be already in the closed case, as I don't need anymore to compare open and closed case. I know that the side panel off, giving roughly like 4-degree difference. So we can see that the temperature here is 61 degree for the initial several minutes of testing, and climbing to the 62 degree. And what I will emphasize here, to pay attention on the memory temperature, is what happens when the memory temperature decreases, which shows that the thermal pads are working more effectively. And as in this case, especially when there is a one copper plate cooling both GPU and the memory, and the thermal pads of the memory transferring more heat to the copper plate, it can increase a couple degrees the temperature of the GPU as more heat being transferred to the copper plate. So going forward, I will say that that was exactly what we have in this case. And after 10 minutes, we'll see that. So after 10 minutes, we can compare before and after, and we can see that our GPU temperature increased by 2 degrees. At the same time, the fan speeds are the same, but the memory temperature decreased by at least 5 and at most by 9 degrees. And all this memory heat, which was transferred through the thermal paste to the copper plate, was partially transferred to the GPU die. That's why we have a 2 degrees increase in the GPU temperature. So as I said, the main goal of this channel to find the good deals, not only in the GPU market, but across all the electronics. And then try to bring that used condition items to the brand new condition as much as possible by cleaning, changing, like in this case, thermal paste, thermal pads, and then give you an option to buy it from me with the same price as I paid when I was purchasing it. So in this card, I paid 300 down from 325. So in the next video, it will be 2-hour long testing of this card, just to make sure that everything running very smooth and no artifacts, no overheating, nothing. Under that video, you have to leave your computer specification and be subscribed to this channel, and I will randomly choose one of you and will contact you to organize the shipment process. So shipping cost will be covered by me, you will pay only 300. As this channel is still new, if there will be no one willing to buy this card from me, then after 3 days of publishing the next video, I will sell it through eBay and will go and find a new deal and will make a new video. But before closing this one, I would like to make one more thing, which is comparing our new temperatures to the Tech Power Up temperatures which Jake got for the same card, to see if the cranot is doing its job. So we can see that their normal bias temperature is the 65, when their fan speed was much higher than mine. So we can assume that we recover the factory condition for this card by achieving the temperatures which we got now. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.